Hello and welcome to another Nikomedia tutorial. So today we will recreate something I made a few days ago. It was about this, and I got quite a lot requests for this here. I made this just for a test. That is for an upcoming project, and yeah, I had to make some diamonds. They come out of the floor and do things like this here, and yeah, and how I want to show you how I did this. Okay, so let's start. Why not? First I need a disk here. Let's bring the disk to -C here, and I need only 6 segments here, and yeah, and I make this editable. C in the keyboard. So I select all the I select all the polygons and wanna inner extrude it a little bit, preserve groups, yes. Got a little inner, so about 5 should be fine here. Okay. Now I need my knife tool, KK, on the keyboard, and I don't want single cut on it, and I halve this diamonds here. So. Okay, nice. That's what I need. When I go now in point mode, select these 3 points here, I get exactly the shape I want here. This is exactly what I need. Okay, so let's save these 3 points. So store this selection, so we set selection. If you don't have it in the toolbar, blah blah blah, you have it here in the, under set selection as well. Okay. Good, let's save this. Diamonds, because it looks like diamonds, okay. And next step, I want to displace this whole thing. So I select my disk and hold my shift key and click on the displacer. And because I hold my shift key, the displacer becomes child of the disk. Good. And now in the displacer, I want noise shading, should be fine. And let's see, 50 here. And I don't want it in both directions, I just want it in one direction. You see, this is not what I want. I want that this displacer only works on these 3 points. So, but in the displacer we don't have any slot for selections, selection tags. What we can do is go to this displacer, right click, and under the rigging tags we have here the restriction tag, and here I can drag in my point selection. And now we see it works exactly how we like it. And now if we go to the shading here and give it a little animation, 0.14 maybe, and yeah, maybe more contrast. So let's see. Now this should work, and it works. There is more contrast, we get more movement. So yeah, this is exactly what I want. Nice. So, and I want to bring this all in a subdivision surface. That is not totally what I want. The next thing is I want a bevel deformer. So, a bevel deformer. My default settings are use angle 40 degrees, blah blah blah. But in this case, I don't want to use any angle. I want that it works on every edge, and it should work after the displacer. You see, okay, this is nice, but I want solid here, and if I go now to subdivision surface, NI, to see the isoforms, we have exactly what we want, or let's hide, we have exactly what we want. Maybe we make it a little softer. That is too soft. 3 should be fine. And this, of course, should still work. What it does. Okay. So let's clone this whole thing. We go to our disk. Let's go to our disk and selected disk. I'll click on the cloner and I get my clones. I want a honeycomb array. That's exactly what I want. And yeah, they should be together. And this is quite easy to have a correct thing here. So we need the height of the disk. This is this here. I copy this value, go to my cloner and set it here in the height. Control V and okay, you see they are exactly on top of each other. Here for the side is we know the disk has 200 centimeter in the X. So I bring in here the 200 and it's always in this case just take this value times 0.75, so 3/4. So times, not 8, times 75. And check, you get perfect fitting thing here. Everything is perfect. Okay, nice. That's great so far. And look at the subdivision surface and we see, okay, here we have a little small problem. It does not close here. But nothing easier than that. I go to my cloner, select it, and here I'll click on the connect object. And at default, weld is activated. In my default, I have deactivated it, but just if you have deactivated it, just click on weld, and you see it makes everything nice. Perfect. Save, and let's see what we get. Let's make this. So we see that every, so let's make this a little smaller, this sort of thing. So make a camera, whoop, whoop, make it 80 here and zero it out, 0, 0, 0, 0, and something like the edge should be fine, more we don't need. So we can go to our cloner and can make here less clones, that everything works a little faster. Go down here, jump, 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 jump. Okay, one more, this is 5. Let's go here down, down, down. Okay, one more, 8. So this one we don't need. Okay, the camera is zeroed out now. No, 0, 0, no, not totally, 0, 0. Now it's zeroed out and give it a protection tag, and yeah, this should be fine. Let's the C open here so I can change the C. So okay, something like that. Okay, good. Now it should work a little faster because we don't have so many clones. But we see that always the same diamonds are moving, and this is not what we want. The reason is we have set our displacing shader here, the noise, to texture. If we set this to world, you see now we have a really random thing here, and now it looks nice. This is exactly what we want. Great. Save this. So this is our animation. The next step is the texturing, and I will texture it for physical render and Octane. So we have it, but it's quite the same procedure. So this, but let's do it. Next step. So let's make. I'll start with the physical render. Let's make a material, and I wanna. These are the clones, or let's say the diamonds. And here I want a gradient. Let's say the gradient from black to a darker red, something like this here maybe. However you want. I need a new chair. So here I go to 100. This is my default. When I open a new texture, my defaults are here. So you see, this is nothing special. Just GGX here, 10 roughness, and here dielectric pad. That's it. Okay. Now we have this gradient. Put it on the cloner. And of course we see now, let's go here to low. This is not exactly what we want. So this looks not like we want it. So first what I do, I know I need a flat mapping. Flat. Does not change anything here. Now right click on the texture tag and say fit to object. Yes. Still not what I want. What I have to do is to rotate the texture tag. So let's go out of the camera. Hide the camera, yes. And if I go on my texture tag, select the clone and the texture tag, and go in the texture mode, I see, okay, here this is the space of my texture. And I want to rotate this. Rotate this 90 degrees. And now I see again fit to object. Yeah. And now you see I have this texture space. This is exactly the space from here to here to the highest point. So you see this like this. And this is exactly what I want. And now you see we have the gradient from black to our darker. So that means the gradient goes from here, from black, up to here to red. Exactly what we want, and it looks great. Here you see we have some red shining through. This is very easy to correct. Go to our gradient and here disable the cycling. Whoop! Now it's perfect, and so it should work. When it goes down, it gets dark. When it comes up, it gets red. This is exactly what we want. And now let's render this with some GI. So, because when I go now to low GI, we will see nothing. Of course, we have no lights inside, nothing to reflect. So of course I bring in my Nikomedias Scene Rig. We know it meanwhile. And disable my flow and everything. We don't see anything here. So nice, maybe a different HDRI. Shift F8. Here we have. I have my HDRI. Yeah, patrons can download the whole project file later, of course, on Patreon. So which one we can take? Whatever we want. Take this here. That looks quite nice. Update it a little bit. Not vertical. I want to just do it. Okay, maybe a little more intensity here. Yep. Some fill light maybe. It looks fine. Not too much. Okay. Nice. That's not too much. Okay. And if you want to put on some bump, you can do this, of course. So let's get here, let's make some bump, very small bump on it. So where is the noise? Here's the noise. Make it 5%. And maybe make here dense, by far not so strong. Okay, I'm gonna give it here. Yeah, nice. Okay. You see how easy it is to texture this one. And the next step is make this clones, so this spheres falling down on this thing here. So of course we need a collider. So I go to my connect here and make a rigid body as a collider tag. You can right click here as well and go to simulation tags collider body. So this should be static mesh, is perfect. This I want no, it does not matter, but I want this here. And let's make a sphere smaller than 10. Okay. And clone this sphere, bring it down here. I select my sphere, Alt click on the cloner, okay, and I want here a grid array. I want 3 and 1, okay. So let's see how we go down here. So like this, let's see, 280, 280, okay. Now this is the endpoint. And I want more clones, of course. 20, 20. Woo. Lots of clones. So I go to the side and drag the cloner. So I'm still in texture mode, so I have to go in object mode. Up above our diamonds here, so something like this. Should be fine. Give it a random effector here. Go to the select the cloner, go to the random effector. Because the cloner was selected before, the effector is already inside the cloner. And here I want to make the scale, uniform scale, and minus 0.6 or something like that. That looks fine. Okay. And of course, when I say now, hey, let's start this whole thing, nothing happens because our cloner here needs, of course, a rigid body tag, so a dynamic tag. It's the same, and you can right click here, simulation and rigid body. And in the collider here, everything should be fine. Apply to children is okay, all is okay. And if we hit now start, you will see, aha, this goes in the wrong direction. What's happening here? Yeah, of course. Let's make it some less cloner here, because they intersect here. But we don't need to make less cloner. We could make one cloner less. 19, so fine. Okay, what I do now is, with Control D I can go to my project settings. In the dynamics tag here on the general, I have the gravity, and I disable this gravity. Now of course nothing happens. Whoops. They hover around. Okay. I take the gravity of our simulation here. Simulate forces gravity, because this gravity, let's go out of the camera that you see it, and hide the cloner. We'll hide it. So this gravity here we can rotate. So I rotate it R, and what you will see is you see this small arrow here. This is the direction of the gravity, and I want it in this direction. So hold your shift key to move increments 90 degrees, and now we have here, you see that the gravity goes in this direction. This is exactly what we want. So bring camera so, and if I activate, and now the cloner should fall down on our floor here, so on our wall in this case, because we changed the direction of the gravity. Great. What I don't want is that some clones of this going out, so they go over the borders here. So let's make something. So let's the camera up here. So let's make a wall or something else. So make a cube. T for scale, scale it up, so something like this, until I don't see any. This should be fine. Make the cube here editable, C on the keyboard, and I delete this one here. So see all. Go back to the camera. I don't want to see the cube. Here we have the render and the cube is here. So what I do is T for scale and scale it a little more up until I see it's out of the render, say render range. That should be fine. It is out of the render. Here it stops. Okay, this should be okay. And give this cube here the same tag like the connect here. Control, drag it up here. Now they can go out of here. So they cannot, you see here, they stay and they come back and they don't fall out. Okay. Let's make here the borders a little more so that you see better how far, here we see how far we can go. So, but we can, with Shift V is the viewport setting. Let's see. The Shift, Control D, the object settings, medium. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. This is the color of the objects. This is not what I want. I want to have the render region. Is it a Shift here? I need this so gnarly. So action filter now. View. Yeah, the time the tinted border. That's it. Opacity 90%. Yeah, now I see nicely where I have to how far I can go. So okay, that's it. Good. So yeah, and random colors for our cloners, of course. For this we can take our random effector as well. Just go to the parameter and go to the effect color. Whoop, yay! And here, instead of these colors, of course, go to I'll make a new material. These are our cloner or our spheres. Okay. Now come on, go inside. Nothing easier than that. Color, go to our MoGraph, color shader, and that's it. We don't have to do more. Let's render this for now. And you see we have the different colors. And of course I don't want these colors. And I go here to the colorizer, and into the colorizer now we should get something black and white. Does nuts, but so normally it should be black and white now. Why they aren't black and white? Color random use alpha strength. Nope. they should be black and white. Why aren't they black and white? It doesn't matter, I go here to the thing, and I want here on the white side, I want my darker red. They cannot, because I have not assigned the material. Bring it on the cloner, and we are done. So, that's the reason. Make it a little rough here, 25 something. Okay, and we have everything. Nice. Maybe we can add a different HDRI here. It's a little dark everything. Shift F8. This one, trying this one, so HDRI settings. Yeah, much better. I can go back. Don't need the. No, I don't need this. Let's see how it works. That looks better, I think. Let's find a nice spot here. Yeah, that depends totally on you how you want it. Too much. Don't render out the animation now, because we know everything works here. It would take too much time, but it renders quite fast, I think. Let's see how fast one frame is rendering here. So I go to the middle GI. See, okay. Middle GI settings, middle GI, and here see physically is just threshold of 15. There's nothing special, and render one frame here. Current frame R. Maybe I don't like the noise, the bump we have inside. It made us quite fast. So. Whoops. 20 seconds. Let's see how it looks without the noise inside here. So we got the bump R. Yeah, of course it's still a little grainy, because there's a very very low settings here. But if you are in R21, you can of course use other effects, the denoiser, and then the whole thing looks like this. The denoiser is a post effect, so it comes in when the rendering is done. So don't wonder about it looks still like this. So you see, the denoiser does a great job. This is without denoiser and with denoiser. And 17 seconds for one frame. This is perfect. Okay. We have this, and let's run it again. Diamonds are moving nicely. Yeah. Of course, you can make the movement a little quicker if you want. So displace Tungi, make it here to 1. This is quite fast. Yeah, of course you get much more movement in the diamonds. We'll make the noise bigger, whatever. Yeah, with 200 is nice because you get sometimes totally flat on the floor. That's like this one here that goes totally black and that's a great. Okay, this is for physical render. Save it. Now let's do the same for the Octane Render. It's nothing different, so not really. So let's first save this for the layers. Scene. I need here just these two guys here. Bring them out. Okay, and delete this here. Scene, whoops, boing boing, side here. Okay, and save project with assets, diamonds, PR. Okay. Now let's delete. I don't delete the tag here because this here I have the project settings, and I have here now again the size of this size and everything. So I keep this. But if you do work just with the Octane Render, you have to set this of course up the same like the physical render. But I have it now already here, so I can use this mapping here. Okay, Octane, save, and the Octane camera we don't need it, and the normal camera does it totally. Don't need the scene here, and we need first I bring in a rig, the Octane rig here, and in the HDRI shift F8. Let's take the same like we had before. In this one, the fun cleave, and let's see what we get. We need to obtain dialogue, render something. That's cool. What's going on in Octane Rig? I have, of course, to disable the shadow catcher here. Okay. No, HDRI. Yeah, we can tell later how it looks. First, we need a new material, a glossy material. And here I bring in the same. I prefer my the Cinema 4D gradient here. This is and get more space here. The white one should be our darker red thing here, so something like this. Okay, and oops, this is not what I don't want to close it. I want now a float here for the roughness, a little roughness, not so much, so something like that here. Okay, and I want here GGX. Wow, yep, that's much better. Good. Bring this now on my tag here, and it should more or less immediately work. Yeah, it does. It works immediately. Okay. Yeah, that's more than less all. This is the same like we have in the physical render. Not much difference. If we render this, you see it totally works. And for the cloner, it's the same. So object, not object, material, glossy material. Need the node editor here. Yeah, first we need, I'll show you that this is still a bug here when I use now the mocap color shader. So mocap color shader for the cloner here. Maybe we should activate the cloner. And when I want to colorize this now, I would simply go to here and drag in a colorizer in between, but this is not possible because you cannot, I don't know why you cannot connect these two, so you have to go to first the colorizer, and in the colorizer you have to go mocap color shader, and then it works. And here again the same. Instead of the white color, we take our red, and you see we get exactly the same. So it's really the same workflow. Done. And if we hit play, everything works fine. Of course, you can now here do the same. Bring in this. This is the cloner, I think. Yeah. Spheres. And these are the diamonds. Okay, in the diamonds, maybe we want to bring in some noise. Whoops. Noise for the bump. Make it to 5. Here we see have a small problem. This is because we have a flat mapping from the side. It looks like this, and but I want to use the cinema noise and not the Octane noise. So let's save this first before I do here anything that it crashes. Save project with assets, diamonds, Octane. Okay, what I do here is I bake this noise now. Somewhere baking texture here in between, and if I bake this noise here, I can change the projection. In this in the cinema noise, the Octane noise, you can directly change the projection as far as I remember. But I do it here, projection. And instead of this, let's try a UV or a box. Yeah, and now we have the correct thing here going. Make another thing. Naki. I like Naki. A little bigger maybe. Even bigger. Let's try it. Mesh UV does not work. Yes, that's it. Yeah, however you want it. So, but the box is okay. But we can here transform the box, scale the box. No. I want to scale the y-axis here, maybe. Yeah, now we see more of this texture, and go to here, make it here. The white color is the height, so how high it should be, and when I don't want it so high, and I make it darker so we don't have so much contrast in between, so we get less of this. Yeah, okay. And maybe this is a little stretch too in the here. A Y is not the correct one, I think. It is the C one here. But it's yeah, it's okay. So if you want this bump, save it, and we are ready. Everything works perfect here too. So this was it for now, and yeah, it's more than less a little short tutorial for my things. But yeah, but as I said, I got a lot of requests for this one. Yeah, it is a nice one, I like it, of course. Okay. Next tutorial will come soon. Over the weekend I had not really time to make something, so because I worked on my my texture pack to finish at least the physical render version, and yeah, and I did his Shift F6, and I played with it as well too. So no, come on, did it crash now? Okay, we are ready. It doesn't matter if it's crashed or not. Just wanted to show you a small result of my test with the texture update. But you can see it on YouTube. Yeah, I have it on YouTube as well. It totally crashed now. Now it doesn't matter. Okay, the next tutorial I do as soon as possible. For sure this week. And yeah, if you have questions, requests, complaints, please let me know. Write me in the comments on my Facebook site, on our Facebook group, on my website, wherever you want. And if, as I said, patrons can download the project file here on the Patreon site. And if you want to support me on Patreon, link is in the description. And I say thank you in advance. And if you say, no, I just want to donate a little bit, you can do this as well, and you will find the link in the description as well for PayPal. And yeah, that's it for now. Hope you like this one. Show me your results, please. And yeah, all the best here from Vienna. And that's it. I say tschüss und baba.